Index 1.5 to the side of TOB. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're going to get straight into the game, ladies and gentlemen. The Ohio brothers have a chance to drag the Malaysian champions, the last hope of Malaysia, down with them to the depths of elimination. And it comes down to this game right here. Will the HomeBois prevail? Will they give one final fight to take it to game 3?
Here we are. This is match point for the side of TOB. HomeBois going to be playing on the blue side. TOB going to be playing on the red side. Let's talk about timings. Let's talk about the flow of the game, Wolf, because right now, what are we looking like for the side of TOB? Because they're the ones who are going to be setting the tempo overall.
Honestly, the first 2 minutes of the game, I kind of want to give it to the side of HomeBois.
I mean,
hey.
Oh, no.
I take that back. I take that back.
Oh,
I take that back.
Oh.
I take it back. I take it back.
Wolf,
you know
stop
what?
talking.
I'm gonna stop talking.
You're going to do analysis from now on.
No way.
We gotta give it to you, Gideon. Honestly.
Look, buddy. At this point, expecting Zorn to be giving away first bloods, it's kind of the thing now, right? It's kind of the thing, and I think overall, especially for the side of the HomeBois, if it does start to break out into these whoa, hold on, guiding winds coming on through. Mortarpod not being used, but it looks like BP is still able to secure it, and now this is going to be a pretty decent punish on towards Chibi's side. The question is, will he make it out? Guiding wins just in time, pulls him away. This Mielo was about to close that distance. Subbot has to walk away and instantly an invade.
Oh man, Wolf, BP got that. That's crazy with one level down.
Yep. Well, it does have the retribution back there. I think that Chibi is not that interested into invading it. So the reason why I say that the first 2 minutes of the game should belong to the HomeBois is because they still have Matilda plus the Martis. And I believe that some junglers would say that the Guinevere is not the strongest when it comes to like actual jungling, so you can kind of invade it. If you combine this with the Novaria, so let's just say the Matilda is aggressive, you have the Novaria from long distance. If you get to level 4, you have a very strong turtle taking potential. But you have to be mindful of the Super Shark Minotaur.
Oh, what?
Yep, there we go. Instant gank coming in from Moon's side. Black Dragon form to get him out of there, but Decimate coming from Chibi to find the trade back. Zorn can pull Chibi back into the fight. Keep in mind, he still has it. Good spatial migration into Violent Record. Best player secures the turtle, and Mielos takes down Chibi. This is now falling and devolving into chaos. 1.1k lead for TOB.
Welcome to Ohio. TOB says right now with a win again onto the neutral objective. And Wolf, I gotta talk about this matchup in the gold lane. Though Wanwan has a high skill ceiling, I would say Claude has the same.
Yes.
And in this matchup, it comes down to the skill matchup. Claude, all you need to do is dodge away from the back weakness point, and that's what Zia's been able to do. He's actually controlling the wave and the lane.
The way I'm seeing the 1-1 versus the Claude, it still is 1-1-sided. When it comes to ease of execution in the laning stage, and when it comes to natural scaling, you would have to give it to the 1-1. That's why teams pick up something like Bruno, something like Clint, perhaps going up against the 1-1. Sometimes the Brody, right? Because they're natural, quote-unquote, lane prio counters. But some gold laners will argue that if you want to win a series, if you want to win tournaments, you better pick up the Claude versus the 1-1, because at least then and there, you can actually win with mechanical skill and with good team fighting. It actually gives you a way to win games.
And with the confidence that they have coming from game number 1, the momentum that they have, I know Zia, he's also a momentum-based player. Every single member on this team, they want to just go for ego picks, but when they are in the zone, it feels like it's right.
Oh, wait, spatial migration, the second half of it hasn't been used just yet. Best player's holding on to it. Circling Eagle's already down. NetherRealm to buy them a bit of time. Super Shark with the Minoan Fury to get the successful disengage. And now the Ohio brothers going to go back to their own territory.
Wow, I understand why Best Player went for that play. I think it was a bait play. But then 2 flickers were burnt.
Yeah.
And actually Chibi just dodged that with Mortal Coil. Well done, Chibi.
Feels good for now, but how long can they keep up this momentum, right? We're looking for HomeBois to kind of get the initial lead at some point, or at least even out the economy, considering that the 1.5k deficit for the side of the HomeBois. I mean, the Ohio brothers pretty much dictate the tempo, right?
That's right. Especially now that he will be looking for a team fight around the turtle. Then again, Super Shark and Hoon both don't have the flicker, and their ultimates are also down, so that's a nice reset that Ohio brothers did.
Yeah, this can go very, very well for the Ohio brothers, because really, who needs to be pushing the pace is HomeBois, right? They need to get the use of this Martis early on. If TOB continue to reset all over and farm while simultaneously resetting the turtle, this is not good at all for HomeBois. BP1 just got a level advantage through baiting Chibi onto the turtle, and now they decide to poke at it again, making Chibi sweat, making Chibi confused. And look, he's already rotating again.
Yep. This might just be a non-contest here. Black Dragon form's already being used, and Circling Eagle following along with it. Subot's in the middle of it, but Chibi still gets the turtle! NetherRealm comes out! They're trying to make sure that there's no casualties here as best player and Mielo jump back out. Subbot mitigating so much damage as Hoon is finally out of position to find the Decimate coming in from Chibi. He's looking for another one. Doesn't land the Asura's aura. Wow! I'm surprised that actually occurred just like that, but now a potential dive on bot side. Mielo, he's got to get on out there. Furious dive to make sure that he stays safe, and that's going to be a tier 1 down bot side.
Instant capitalization onto the turret. A structure on top of a fight, on top of a great retribution from Chibi.
There you go, HomeBois will have the advantage in the early stages. And this is mainly because of Sepat, the Lapu-Lapu and TheOhioBrothers. Because they have the Faramis, they naturally will want to group up. That's where the Lapu-Lapu loves to fight around. And now best player in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble now that Ryzel is chasing him. He goes for the violent record, knowing that he can't run away. Ryzel secures that kill. Do we see another capitalization from the side of the HomeBois? And it looks like it's on top side, actually. Zia using the BMI. He should be able to get out of here because he's got Super Shark nearby. Unless Zorn. Zorn's not going to die, right? Okay, he's fine. He's fine.
It's fine. Those are the shields. Okay, so remind me, was it actually best player that went for Molten Essence, the Guinevere that went for Molten Essence into damage item that kind of failed horribly back then? Or maybe it was someone else. But man, best player picking up the Blade Armor, this thing, I think I like this build. I think it is the actual build that you should go for in this particular situation. They just have to move properly and respect HomeBois' composition.
They really do. That's what I feel like they didn't completely respect. Again, momentum is a double-edged sword, right? It makes you very, very confident. You are able to handle these team fights maybe a bit better, actually, I wouldn't say more composed. BP going in.
All right, he finds spatial migration, really nice, but a quick Purify from Zorn means that he's not going to be going down anytime soon. The real question is whether they find the punish. 5 more seconds until Turtle.
And now for the TheOhioBrothers. The thing is, I would still say staying at this gold disparity, this is only a 400 gold deficit, is still worth it for them. They can scale a bit better compared to this Martis.
Here we go, Bravest Fighter already out. NetherRealm being popped with the Black Dragon form to kind of support them. Zorn using the Circling Eagle. Mike, he gets hella punished here. Subbot jumps into all 3, trying to look for a trade, but no one Fury as well. Motor Coil didn't come up in time, but Zia jumps off the Warlord almost instantaneously. He doesn't have his BMI to jump back to, but Super Shark is chunked out. He's alone. Ryzel's goes for it with a short crossbow of Tang. He might get punished here if he lands it. The Purify in time. Nicely done by Ryzel. Build Purify to make it happen. Subbot misses the stun, and still it's so chaotic. Keep in mind, Chibi, he still has to decimate, and finally things calm down.
A prolonged fight by HomeBois, and they've won it out despite going up against the Faramis. They were able to poke, come back in again, and the 1-1. In these long fights, you really see how he shines.
And we were saying about how the 1-1 is countered by both the Faramis as the Minotaur. Ryzel found a solution. Just don't fight when the Faramis is there. Just don't fight when the Minotaur is available, his ultimate's available. And now he's leading by a lot. 3rd item already for Ryzel. Well-timed usage of the Needles and Flowers as he was able to survive against Shark and then pop the ultimate. Now with the Wind of Nature up, he's even more scary. I gotta say, the reason why they forced to pick up the 1-1 even when there's Faramis on the opposite end, it's because they know that Ryzel plays well, and it's actually a pretty good hero. Matilda was the 1-1. They're still S-tier heroes.
Now it's a bit of a swap, actually. If you take a look at Game 1 and then Game 2, HomeBois are the ones who love the chaotic skirmishes, and the TheOhioBrothers are the ones who need to play it proper front to back. Interesting.
Look at them. Look at the TheOhioBrothers investing on many Kiras. That's the second Kiras that we've seen here. The Blade Armor up on this player. Obviously, there's a lot of physical damage from HomeBois.
They're just respecting the 1-1, I feel, right? 2 anti-Kiras and also Dreadnought Armor there by BP1. But he's actually opted to just stay on the Dreadnought Armor, on that, and then move on to a magic defense item. I don't know if he wants to go, I think it should be Athena?
Should be Athena. Or actually Twilight Armor eventually. Because this Novario's gonna hurt them.
You're right.
How long can they actually hold out for? The Lord is going to spawn, and it looks like HomeBois want to take control of it for the time being. They're going to be able to spot this out with Mielo hiding on to the top side of the brush, but here comes the Astral Echoes, looking for some information. They only know Hoon is there. Best player starts to approach, and this is where it's going to get dangerous. Both sides looking to converge on this so far. Lord brought down to 50% of its health. Zia in the mid lane. He's going to clear that out. Star Shadows have been good. Sabot's going to take advantage of this, getting right on top of best player as Mielo drops down the Black Dragon form. Here we go, spatial migration into the Violent Requiem. You know what, Fury? Best player 1 secures the Lord, and Mielo takes out Chibi. It's a double kill for Mielo. They're off the run as Hoon finds Zorn, and now Zia gets the run for free, taking a kill for himself. Get me part of the charity. Mielo comes in hard with best player as well to make this a complete wipeout. No, he gets out just in time. No
This
super
player.
magic connection. Oh, that's a 4-for-0 inclusive of the Lord.
The gold lead for HomeBois turned around by the Ohio brothers with a synchronized initiation. When one man went in, the entire team went in. They don't care.
They know that the 1-1 will be a little bit late, and they know that they have Zia eventually. Sepat already showed himself and committed the play, the combo with the flicker and the ultimate. And best player just literally dodged that. And it is crucial to kind of take care of the HP of the Lord. I was actually surprised that HomeBois are still damaging the Lord during that time, because that actually, it failed horribly for them, because now best player can go and use the ultimate to set up for the additional damage from HomeBois. The Violet Requiem is only for the setup. It's the initial stun. The real stun is the Minoan Fury.
They 50-50'd it as well, right? They had the lead, they took it back. Now they're going for another 50-50.
Yep, Sapakan's a good engage coming in for the Circling Eagle. It's going to start down 2. Super Shark in trouble. Netherrealm comes out as well as the Minion Fury. The Black Dragon form is going to peel as Spatial Migration finds Boyloid, takes him out with the Violent Requiem, and Sapat tries to get on out of there. Chibi decimates, doesn't get the reset, kills 1 though. He ends up dropping still to best player 1, and now Zorn has nobody to pull away. He's on the run as Sapat goes for the recall, and the Ohio Brothers, they will be able to get this inhibitor off the first Lord.
They can end it.
It's
possible.
Sapat. It's so possible. Sapat's going to try and clear the minions. Bravest Fighter is already out. He's going to be able to use the Raging Slash to clear it up in time, but that was too close for comfort.
Unbelievable. That was HomeBois' decision, active decision to go for the play, for the chase. Understandably so. But then again, you can see that Super Shark played it well. The timing of the Netherrealm as well coming out from Hoon was perfect, because that allowed HomeBois to actually commit. Now, what they only needed to do is to make sure that Mielo now lands in his Petrify as well as the ultimate, and it actually was chained together because of Super Shark's ultimate afterwards. Then Zia comes in, baits out Sepat with the initiation to the backlines, then they punish afterwards. Great box from the Ohio Brothers. My goodness, my real question is, why do we only see this now from the Ohio Brothers?
I don't know. Maybe they've taken a page out of Deo's vault, because the last time we saw HomeBois actually drop that game is when Ryzel was getting engaged on both Sawo and Kibomba as they move together, right? We're seeing the exact same thing with Super Shark and Mielo.
It's an NA passive. It's always like this. For NA, right? M3, BTK, horrible performance in their first 2 matches, and then they recover. M4, same thing for the Valley. And now it's TOB that is basically having the same fate, and they're looking alive. They're looking great here, but also HomeBois, they keep gambling here with their initiations, with their engages. Super Shark wants to go in.
Here we go. Minoan Fury's already out. Ryzel's in a lot of trouble. He's got the crossbow attack of the BMI just in time to get out of there as he cancels it, not getting out of its range. And now Zorn looking for an opportunity. GB with a nice motor coil as well as Shura's Aura will find the Decimate. Sapat doesn't land on anybody, forcing the flickers out from Shark as well as the sprint. Now this is going to be dangerous, right? It's a 4v5 against the Lord.
Yeah, I don't think that the Ohio Brothers should be fighting now.
No.
They don't have their ultimates too. All of them. They don't have the ultimates. And whereas HomeBois, they have all of the battle spells. Well done, HomeBois.
Really nicely done. With no retribution, Zorn's going to go with the Circling Eagle. Astral Echo's going to give more than enough information as they get on out of there. Wait, they might pull Sapat. No, he takes the Guiding Winds. They're out. It's clean. It's good.
Okay.
HomeBois have fought their way into a Lord take again. And now it's the Ohio Brothers who have to do housekeeping. They need to do this really, really well. A few turrets and that gold lead is gone.
That was the perfect find that you will ever get for the HomeBois. They have found the best player. Well, the first thing that they did was to force out the NetherRealm as well as the Minoan Fury. The rest is history, as their time in the game will have to back out. You know, I think that when it comes to items, these are the proper items. Surely I said Twilight Armor earlier, but then again, with Athena Shield, that's even better because now you can actually hold the bushes.
Yep. They had to layer it, right?
Yep.
The CC, and that's when Super Shark went in a bit too aggressive, all alone as well. It was isolated, and therefore HomeBois were just able to bait it out, get out with the guiding win. Heck, they even had the Purify that was not used in that fight. And now it's TOB who are trying to defend an Enhanced Lord in the bottom lane.
Yep, they're going to be able to break at least one of these inhibitors, right? TOB all being touched by the Astro Echoes. Oh no! What? Oh no, GB! He had Mortar Coils. He gets punished by the spatial migration, and now the OhioBrothers completely thwart this Lord push.
Yep. Well, they did lose this inhibitor turret on the bottom lane. If anything, that's quite even for HomeBois. Surely that was a mistake coming out from GB, but I don't think I will be punished at all by the OhioBrothers because they need to manage their lanes anyways. But no one from these two teams can afford to do that.
No, you really can't,
Nobody
man.
can.
We saw exactly what happens if you continue to do that. RQ Akira proved to us that, you know, Gusta going for the last hits, it proved to be literally costly because they lost their tournament lives. And now we're seeing it from kind of both of the teams. It was BP1, now it's straight to GB's like, all right, let's make it even now. And now no more mistakes. They can't afford it.
Yep. It will be equalized now. Winter Truncheon's coming in. Very important against the 1-1. I think best player, as well as Hoon, should also get it afterwards. Zia, Wind of Nature should be enough. And Ryzel is just too rich at this point. Rose Gold Meteor, there you go. Winter Truncheon available for best player 1.
Man.
These are the items that you need.
Yep.
That's when it gets tough.
It really does, and more importantly so, I think for best player 1, it fits his style, right? He's been finding some really good engages with the spatial migration, whether it's this game or even previous. His Guinevere's has been some quite fine work.
And so far, if you look at the pattern, the OhioBrothers, they win not from Super Shark's initiation, it's from best player 1. Super Shark is there to layer it on top of maybe HomeBois' attempt of disengaging. That guiding win, circling eagle, the bravest spider, anti-CC, and the mortal coil. If you layer it, give Zia and Hoon enough space to deal damage. That's how the TOB have been winning. And right now, despite HomeBois getting a base turret, it has only equalized the minion wave in the bottom lane. It'll still come down to a big fight around the Lord. And I would still say it still favors TOB here with more structures that they have.
Okay, so TOB, they really need to take care of the long lane. A Winter Truncheon that we expected from 3 members, it's already available. The long lane is important, but at the same time, you kind of need Super Shark to kind of be in the vicinity of this Claude as well. Because there's a chance to go for the plays for like maybe the ultimate coming out from the Matilda.
Oh,
especially because Zia doesn't have the Purify.
Oh, it looks like they're going to rush it. They're going to try and 50-50 this. Here comes best player. He tries. Ryzel's the one that secures the Lord. And Yellow with the Black Dragon form will try and chase anybody. Doesn't find anyone just yet. HomeBois go for the reset.
Man, what is this game?
The Blitz.
The Blitz. I like it. I wonder what the communication was and what information were given to HomeBois. Surely they saw that best player 1 is still dealing with maybe a buff or is actually out somewhere.
No, he was poked down. He was poked down by the Novaria. I'm just looking at the replay here. So, best player 1 left the Lord. It resetted, but it was at like a third of his HP. And then they took aggro of it again. So it didn't completely reset. That definitely messed up with TOB's calculation. And I just gotta say, well played at HomeBois. That was very, very good. That decision might have just given them another shot at getting the game 3.
Well, they might just try and close it out here, but it depends on who makes that very first mistake, right? The first Lord empowered minion waves are starting to crash in. The mid-tier one is already going to collapse. They're going to take their time with this to synchronize this wave with the mid one just to look for another inhibitor, right? Zia's going to be putting some work into it. No engagements just yet. GB in the front this time, making sure that he doesn't get engaged on so freely like last time. And that's going to be another outer turret destroyed.
This is Novaria's playground. Can pop the Astral Echo, all of the Astral Sphere. Very difficult to deal with. Like that, Hoon just receives a ton of damage. And big props to TheOhioBrothers actually not losing more inhibitors. And this is mainly because of the Faramis, right? It's a really good defense hero when it comes to like high ground.
Oh, a great engage from best player one. They find Chibi once again, breaking his immortality. Can they save it with guiding winds? They're going to try. Monocoil's out. They get pulled in. Nicely done. That's a resource down.
Okay.
Man, BP one, best player one. He does not miss.
No, he doesn't. The only time he misses isn't a miss, right? It's a mortal coil. Anti-CC. You can't really blame him for that. But TOB, that play has given them another chance. It's just chances being made left and right at this point, right, for HomeBois and TOB. And we're getting to a point where one of these big mistakes from any one of these members will end with the game being ended.
Yeah. Very important to take note of the immortalities for the teams. The fact that they forced out that on Chibi, sometimes it's more valuable actually than a pickoff. Because when you die, you just respawn after 40 seconds. But if that's immortality, that's about what? 3 minutes, 5 minutes, that you're basically out with what, 2,000 gold.
Yeah, and speaking of, right, I mean, Chibi there, he didn't lose his life, but he did lose an immortality. Meanwhile, for TOB, they're still pretty good on that. They can just item swap to the immortality later, and it's going to be all good.
Oh.
Just these small resource advantages, especially for a Martis in a later stage of the game where you kind of already lose a lot of your power.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for him to survive in these skirmishes, knowing that the Claude will be able to dish damage and jump back to that BMI. The poke is real for TOB. They just got to be very, very careful up against that Novaria.
The 1-1 up top. It's going to be forced out long lane today. Long lane this game is the top lane. Well, not this game, but in this Lord fight, it's Lord number 4.
Yep, this is where it gets dangerous, right? The death timers are starting to stack back up, and more importantly, the wave management is going to be highly important. You got to make sure you do your chores, do your housekeeping. You can't let anything slip anymore, especially for the side of the HomeBois. The TheOhioBrothers, on the other hand, they've got some pretty decent, overall management all across the board. They're going to start pulling the Lord first.
Just pulling it back and forth. I'm not too sure if they are misplacing themselves to reset it constantly or if it's planned, right? Because they do have the Claude up top. The reset makes sense, but now that they have to reset, they don't!
Yep, the Astro Echo is already out. They figured out 2 of their members. They see Hoon and Super Shark as well, and they might actually consider blitzing this. Sabat already throwing out. Flashing her, and now they're going to make an effort. No, actually. They see the mid lane getting shoved down. Here comes the Black Dragon form as well. Lord hasn't been reset just yet. It's still danced around. They can actually take this away. And now HomeBois looking to re-engage this back and forth. Circling Eagle has already been called to try and get out of there. Chibi is nearby. Super Shark going to try. He's going to make it with a Minoan Fury. Chibi's in the middle of it. His spatial migration actually missing. And then Super Shark takes one. Chibi gets the Lord. They're all low. The Netherrealm is out. No more resources. As Warlord finds the pick. They try to get on out of there, but it's too late. Myself has to use the winds of nature. Get back out of the Winter Trunches were good to minimize damage, but it's too late. Despite everything, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and the Lord falls into the hands of HomeBois.
TB coming in hot with a big retry win. 22 minutes in. Zorn's that best player 1 as well. Is it defendable? Wolf?
For sure. They have the Faramis, they have the Claude. It's just up to whether or not they will make the mistake. Best player is responding soon anyways. And what they need to do is somebody has to take care of the mid lane and then the top lane so they can manage the lanes properly. You know what happened in that particular fight? It's interesting because Zia knew exactly that there's someone into that right bush in the mid lane, but missed the Art of Thievery. He lost the stacks. That's why he needed to ramp up first. That's why his Blazing Duet wasn't as... his timing for the Blazing Duet was a little bit late for the TheOhioBrothers. And that... They wanted to kind of converge with the Blazing Duet and the Dragon 4, but it didn't happen.
Even if they defend, they're definitely going to lose structures across the map. Zia's taking low.
Yep, he's so chunked out right now as the rest of the HomeBois. Oh, that's a 2-man knockup. He'd be no Fury to try and disengage any kind of follow-up, but best player finds Sabat no problem with Black Dragon form to chase down the rest. Petrify being utilized as well. The Crystal is brought down to 50%, but Sabat is down. It's a 4v5, and I don't think they will be able to get this next inhibitor regardless. TOB defending well.
What a game. The TheOhioBrothers and HomeBois going all out this game. Nothing to lose for the TheOhioBrothers but their pride. And for HomeBois, their tournament lives still on the line. 7-15, but the gold lead is irrelevant at this point. The kill lead as well. 24 minutes in, it comes down to one small mistake, one brilliant play.
Oh, man. Oh, they've shown they use some skills into this left bush in the mid lane. I'm gonna be waiting for the Lord once again. That should be the priority for both teams. I believe that Chibi or he has the immortality. Our immortalities are very important. Super Shark will not have it in the next Lord fight, which is very crucial. That's also true for Hoon. And these are important pickups for both teams.
It really is. And I think at this point we can finally take a breath, right, between these two teams going back and forth, time and time again. As we have a quick look at the items, right, 27 more seconds until we see the next Lord spawn. What is going to be the difference maker? What is the miracle play that we're hoping to achieve for the side of both the TheOhioBrothers as well as the HomeBois, right?
Number one, Sepat, I think he must be better on point. I think that so far the last Lord dances, he's missing the shots, but at the same time, the way that he forces TheOhioBrothers to this position kind of puts the HomeBois in a winning manner. So maybe that. And then for the TheOhioBrothers, surely they want to combo their spells. So far, the Dragon Form hasn't been deployed properly by TOB, and it's mainly because they get rattled during these Lord dances.
Especially these scuffles, right? I think that's what we've been looking at so far. When the TheOhioBrothers come in simultaneously, it feels good when all the abilities hit. But there are times where you kind of want to layer it, just have a slight delay between each. They're all spotted for now. They're not going to rush this, are they? They're just going to reset this. That should be the case, right? That's what we should expect. As Zorn is getting in, back and forth into the bushes.
They got to reset.
They have to, right?
Shark's way too low. They got to reset unless they go in for a big fight. But then again, Shark, technically he'll only be useful for that minion's fury, right? So maybe this might be the curveball. This might be a way to go in. They've gotten Zorn very low. Super Shark's healing back up. Best player one is holding it in.
Okay,
they want to fight.
Good. They're going to jump back in, and now Supa jumps in the middle of it. Mjolnir Fury is going to be deployed, flickering forward, advancing time. Chibi gets him regardless. He takes out Supa and even the Netherrealm to make sure nobody else goes down. Nicely played by the TheOhioBrothers, but it seems that Chibi is keeping the boys in it to win it.
At this point of the game, 26 minutes in, what's more worth it here? A kill with 60 seconds on the dead timers or an Evolved Lord? Wolf, I have to ask you.
I think Evolved Lord. I think Evolved Lord, especially when it does not respond as soon as they die, you know? Sometimes you cannot delay it, but this time the Lord spawned quite quickly, so they might not be able to use it. And my oh my, when I got into M5, and especially in MPL, word in the street was Chibi was the retry god, and now I'm seeing it before my eyes.
Yes. It's happening again, right? Best player one, I feel like for the last few Lords, outclassed in that retry department.
Yes,
even now, Chibi, look at him. He's dealing with the wave bottom, and TOB are actually sacrificing a lot of the pressure on the other side to defend that base turret.
This could be winnable.
This is 4v5. Best player, he finds the initial engage, gets the knockup up towards Chibi's side. Shadow Stampede gonna pull him through. Yellow now with the Black Dragon Form, making the attempt, but Super Shark goes in with Mjolnir Fury. They're getting poked out here. The next wave from the bottom side, they might just try to muscle it through. And Zeo comes in with the Winds of Nature as well as the Blazing Duet. They're trying their best to keep them out, but they keep going back and forth, in and out of the fight to maintain battle perimeters. The crystal holes.
Fresh set of minions in the mid lane. They're all caught. They don't. This is now the 4v5 in favor of HomeBois. Oh!
Oh no, Zorn, he's really deep in there. But now we see that Warlord is in a lot of trouble. He's got to get out of there. GB lost his immortality. His right out with the crossbow. Tank breaks Mielo, and now they're going to try and muscle it through for the crystal, and they get it, pulling it to a game 3.
There can be no other way that it goes.